What's good, everybody? I just realized, the UFC's been going more international, and it's fun to see. We're back in multiple areas of the world now, and I just want to list, guys, some events that have got to happen. Maybe some returning areas, and some places that are brand new. I want to see these events in the UFC. I'm going to give you guys a main event. Some of them I won't give you a co-main. Some of them I will give you a co-main that I can think of. And yeah, let's get right into it. First off, I think we should do UFC Fight Night Tokyo, Japan. If Tatsuro Taira can beat Amir Albazi, I think he'll need one more win. And I think it should be Brandon Moreno at UFC Fight Night Japan in the Saitama Super Arena. A legendary venue in the Japanese combat sports circuit. And, dude, this would be a sick fucking 5-round fight with amazing skill from Taira. And Taira barely lost that fight to fucking Royval. Just a 5th round where he couldn't press on because he has no head movement and his striking is But he's so young, he can work on it. And he can out-grapple Brandon Moreno, who's been smudged on the ground to a decision by Pantoja, and has had a rough fight with fucking Brandon Royval as well, who also, Brandon Royval beat Moreno easier than he beat Taira. He beat Taira by the skin of his teeth. But yeah, I would love to see this, guys. UFC Fight Night Tokyo, Japan, and like a co-main you guys can do. I saw that Kai Asakura and Tim Elliott got made for UFC 319, I believe. Chimaev and Dricus Duplessis. But you have to look at it like this. I do strongly think Asakura is going to knock out Tim Elliott. And I think if he does, he can fight the winner of like a Asu Almabayev, Ramazan Temirov, you know what I mean? Number 8 ranked fight and the co-main. And then you can just do whatever from there. Add a Dawoon Jung prelim fight. And, I just spoiled the next one. And let's get right into the next one. Vinicius, Lockdog Oliveira, and Henry Cejudo should go at it in Brazil. I think this would be what a banging fight. Because, guys, Vinicius is knocking out Kyler Phillips in the first round. And he's going to, or not in the first round, in like the second round. And he's going to need to step up because this guy's a future Brazilian star, I'm telling you guys. And honestly, I do believe this one would be a classic return to Rio. Vinicius Oliveira and Henry Cejudo. I wanted to kind of put Gian Silva and Lerone Murphy in Brazil, but I was thinking of a more creative thing for featherweight that you guys will see just after this one. But tell me this one wouldn't be a fucking banger, you know what I mean? Cejudo would be trying to wrestle Vinicius. Vinicius has got great counter grappling, great offensive grappling himself, great damage on the feet. He has weird striking. And this is a recipe, honestly, guys, in my opinion, for a Vinicius Oliveira highlight reel KO. He has 5 rounds to find the chin of Henry Cejudo. And I think he could do it. And I think he can find a star-making moment in Brazil. And it would be sick, man. Just you can add so many fights. You can add a Bonfim, maybe a Bonfim Renat. Gabriel Bonfim Renat. Or add a let's see. You can add like a Gelton Almeida and say he beats Volkov. Gelton Almeida and like Pavlovich maybe, but I don't think they would do that. But honestly, I think they would do, if we go to look at the rankings of the UFC right now. Or you can do like a Protez Colby. You can do, I think, Gilbert Burns. Or no, do Burns Colby. And then you could do Protez Thompson. I know they would never do this on a fight night, but I can pray. Let me pray. And On the early prelims, you can add like a Bruno Silva, and like after he gets masterclass by Joshua Van, he fights the loser of Asu and Temerov. You can get maybe even you can even get like a Moicano and Hooker on there. Nah, Moicano and like maybe say Poirier beats Max. Maybe a Moicano Max. Nah, but that shit would be a fucking main event. Yeah, there's a ton of great Brazilians, man, in the UFC they can make great fights from. Just can't think of them at the moment. But honestly, you know what? Fuck it. Here's a co-main. After Dariush loses to Moicano or beats him, do Mauricio Rufy as the co-main event. Or do Mauricio Rufy Benoit Saint Denis as a sick-ass co-main event. That would absolutely make the card. You don't even have to stack it otherwise. But moving on. UFC Fight Night Jamaica, Rastafari, Aljamain Sterling takes on Brian Ortega. Tell me, dude. Tell me you don't see a crazy fight from this one, man. I'm telling you, bro. I gotta break my beak. Gotta come back. The eagle comes back every 70 years, even though he does not live for 70 years. I have a lot of CTE. But, honestly, guys, Aljamain Sterling, Brian Ortega would be a banger fight in Jamaica. And I know you could put a Leon Edwards on here as the main event. But I got something else in mind for Leon. And Leon Edwards, although he's Jamaican, I don't think he would be a good headliner. I think Aljamain's a more fitting Jamaican headliner for the UFC. And I know the perfect co-main event. You just do it. You already know. If we go to the rankings, take a wild guess. Do MVP versus Randy Brown, or do Randy Brown versus Stephen Thompson. One of those two, but I think that would be a banger fights in Jamaica. You can absolutely, maybe if the UFC thinks they're cool, they can add Jason Jackson into the UFC, and he'd be a great, interesting addition. But outside of that, just stack the card with black guys, and yeah, man, you got yourself a hell of a card. UFC Fight Night Jamaica, somewhere I don't think they've ever been. And yeah, man, it'd be an awesome one. I think, and the main event is super enticing, such a great grappling fight, and they're both going to be even on the feet. Ortega may be more powerful, but Sterling's definitely going to have the volume on his side. And I do think I would lean Aljamain Sterling to win this one by a decision. Moving on up the card, or not the card. UFC Fight Night Armenia, Arman Tsarukyan and Dan Hooker. This is more of a, this shit would probably happen on a pay-per-view. But oh God, can you imagine how fun this would be? Dan Hooker and Arman don't like each other, first of all. So they're already scrapping pre-fight. Then you got fucking Arman, he's gonna jump Dan Hooker with 800 Armenian fucking fellows. And then you're going to have an absolute scrap in the main event between Armenia's own, Arman Tsarukyan, and Dan Hooker, who you can also do this fight in New Zealand, and I would love it. But I think Dan would not mind coming into the enemy territory, and it'd be brand new territory for the UFC to break grounds in Armenia. It'd be amazing, man. You can add some regional fighters. I know Arman himself, not Armenia. I know Arman himself has a teammate that's literally just on the verge of being in the Contender Series, I think. And that guy's likely to be in the UFC. So when he's there, put that guy on the card. I got to find out his name later. Maybe bring back Arman Petrosian for one fight. Probably a fight he'd win by knockout. I don't know why they cut, bro. Just for losing to Bruno Ferreira and Shara. I don't get it. But I'd also take I'd also take another sick fight on this card. Could be, if we go down to the bantamweight division, I would love to fucking see like a Marlon, not even like a Marlon Ver, like a Piotr Jan, Corey Sandhagen 2 rematch for 5 rounds as well. Or a Petr Yan Umar. Just do that one as a co-main. Considering Russia and Armenia are pretty close. But that's what I got for lightweight, man. I think this would be an amazing fight. Great build-up. I think even Dan would be trolling Armin in the build-up. And, it sucks because Dan Hooker has a hand injury right now. But, yeah, man, moving on. Up, Leon Spedwards takes on Michael Morales in UFC Fight Night Ecuador. I think this would be a sick fight. I said this fight should happen as soon as Morales beat Gilbert Burns. I knew they were going to do this fight. I know they're going to do this fight whenever they fucking announce it. I just hope when they announce it for 5 rounds as a main event in UFC's first ever Ecuadorian event. Chito Vera as your co-main. Carlos Vera as well. You can throw him on the card. Dude, this is such an easy fucking first event to go to. You have an absolute star from Ecuador. I know he's part Mexican as well, but fuck that shit. You guys already have 80 Mexicans. This would be a banger, man. Edwards' hairline. Ooh. And honestly, I think this is winnable for Edwards. But I think Morales is too physical for him and would probably find his chin because Edwards has no chin. And, yeah, man, I'm going to say these two would scrap it out. You can easily do like a Marlon Vera and Montel Jackson maybe. Or like a Marlon Vera, Marcus McGee as well. And if you really want to give him a winnable matchup, do Amy and Zahabi, because I do think Zahabo would get knocked out by Vera. Stack the card with a bunch more Mexicans. Add like a Zellhuber and Brenner, maybe. Add a couple others. Add like a Gastelum after he gets fucking flatlined by Pfeiffer. Add like a Gastelum retirement fight. And yeah, do this one like late September. Maybe late or maybe early October. Moving on. Mate, you don't think I'm getting in my own event, bro? We need to go to Johannesburg, man. Like, I'm absolutely excited to fight Ranier. Like, he did a great job against Bo Nickel, but I'm not saying that I would knock him out, but I would knock him out. Like, I think Dricus versus Reinier de Ridder is the dream scenario. This is a very what-if scenario. If Dricus du Plessis can beat Khamzat Chimaev and establish himself as one of the greatest middleweights ever, likely will be Nasruddin Imavov or Kyle Vahalio who gets the shot next. And I think either or, both of those two lose to Dricus. And I think if Dricus can get past both, and maybe even if Reinier highlight reels Whitaker again as an underdog, I think Reinier de Ridder is going to might even jump the gun and get the shot. I think this would be one of the craziest fucking mirror matchup, autistic, unga-bunga retardation fights in MMA history, bro. I would love this shit in Johannesburg, South Africa. It'd be a very, very unique fight, one we've never ever seen before, one that would be damn near impossible to predict. We already need the fucking Reinier reverse gaslighting on Dricus. Mate, I want to be the first Netherlands champion, credit to Dricus and everything. I know he's tough, but I want to get the belt and be the first ever Neds champ. And start fucking going about over who's the first Dutch champ. Even though, mate, listen to my voice, bro. Like, I'm the first Dutch champ, mate. And, dude, it'd just be a banger. I think this would be an absolute war. I think this fight would go to a decision. And tell me why this would be the fight Reinier Unga-bungas his way to the title. I don't know, man. This seems like the fight where Dricus gets out-Dricused, you know what I mean? And Johannesburg, South Africa, do an arena there. Cameron Simon, before he gets fucking banned. He's coming off a KO, so he's going to be out for a while. Maybe while in the meantime, Dricus can get past Chimaev. And it's a tall task, don't get me wrong, that I'm asking of Dricus. But if he can do it, mate, bro, come on. Mate, me and Ryan here, absolute banger, mate. And, dude, I think this would be a sick one, bro. They've never had an event in South Africa. It's a shame that they've never brought the champion to South Africa, especially for the Strickland rematch. Like, why'd they do that fucking shit in Australia? I don't understand the UFC sometimes. Even they could do this fight in the Netherlands, but I do think as an early lane, I would pick Dricus right now, but it'd be a fucking retarded fight to predict. And you never know. If Reinier goes out there and knocks out Whitaker in the first round, shit. We got something from the Netherlands. And it just looks like a fucking, like, bro, that face-off would be hilarious. The memes, bro, it would be too much. But yeah, man, moving on to the next one. UFC Fight Night Detroit. I don't know. There's no flag for Detroit, so I just put the Detroit Pistons. But, guys, Dominic Reyes, the three-sport athlete. Guys, I'm a three-sport athlete, man. Honestly, I'm a three-sport athlete, and I think I just beat Alberg, man. I think I'd catch him in the first round, catch him with the left hand. And I think he knocks out Alberg, guys. I think he knocks Carlos Alberg out. Title run Reyes. I think he's actually on a run, dude. And I think if he gets this fight, this matchup, a guy that's very reliant on loopy shots like hooks, I think Reyes can beat him down the pipe with straights. They haven't gone to Detroit in forever. The last time they got to Detroit was, I think, when Ngannou knocked Overeem out cold. So this would be more of a return. And this one is one, you can do in New Zealand, but I said, fuck that. Do one fight in America and one city we haven't been to in a long time. UFC Fight Night Detroit would be sick. Dominic Reyes trying to become a world champion, on the verge of it if he can win this fight. And I think he has a very high chance of winning against the guy I think is a fraud in Carlos Ulberg. Yeah, man. I think this is a sick fight. You can do in Detroit, you can do, let's check. I feel you can do like if they're not going to give Sean Brady the shot, they can do like, I'd say like a Sean Brady Ian. Or they can add like, a actor Curtis Blades Dust Rizvan. They can add like Blades and Gone, maybe. After Gone's fucking done filming fucking Paw Patrol or wherever the fuck he's filming. Stop playing FIFA, Gone, you fucking goof. And yeah, honestly, man, I think the three-sport athletes got this. And moving on to the finale, UFC Fight Night Dominicana Republic. Dominican Republic's got to get a main event. And their guy, Waldo Cortez Acosta, I promised you guys, I'm plot armoring this guy to the belt, bro. I don't know how I'm going to do it. How the fuck it's going to happen. This guy's going to walk through Pavlovich's best shots, knock him out, and be the next up, man. I think Waldo Cortez Acosta is going to get past Sergey Spivak on the June pay-per-view. And I think he's going to just do enough on the feet to win a decision. And then I think everyone's going to count him out in this fight. And if they do this shit, Dominican Republic, add like a Jose Johnson on the prelims, add like a big Dominican prospect on the from the regionals, add Yader Del Valle on the card, add a bunch of these Spanish guys. Even Yoel Alvarez's debut at welterweight can be here. Tons of great fights you can make, man. And I think Waldo Cortez Acosta will lead the charge. And I think honestly, guys, this is my hot take. I think Waldo Cortez Acosta will sleep Sergey Pavlovich as an underdog. And yeah, man, you can't stop this is the GOAT of the blobs, guys. You can't beat him. Waldo Cortez Acosta. Start putting the respect on his name. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love this video idea. Let me know if you guys liked it. And thank you guys so much. Next time. Bye-bye.